Welcome back. You're listening to Home Wizards, where we love to help you improve your home and improve your life. Cindy Dole.
Eric Stromer here.
And we're here at the Pacific Sales in San Dimas, having a lot of fun talking to folks and learning about appliances. Boy, my kitchen project, by the way, it's coming along. We're now entering our 5th week. We've done 4 weeks. The dust is getting a little much.
But it's encouraging to see the progress and how fast it's going.
Yeah.
Because it makes you believe in contractors again.
Oh, it does.
Because they're doing a great job.
It makes me believe in living.
And I believe in love.
And all that. Anyway, it's been fun. Good night, everybody.
Yeah.
Anyway, but the kitchen project is so much fun, and I hope you'll go to cindykitchenproject.com. The new video will be posting tomorrow. Speaking of appliances,
right.
You'll see the appliances that we've chosen and how we came to the decision in terms of how you deck out your kitchen. I mean, you want it to suit who you are and how you cook. Now, you like to cook.
I love
know
cooking.
You do a lot of sautéing and
I do, and
on top of the range,
and one of the
you?
prerequisites for me was to definitely have the hot burners, the high BTUs, because
Yeah.
it really makes a difference for searing.
Yeah,
if you
I
can't
love that.
sear, then you got your goopy gray goulash.
And I'm looking forward to this whole speed cook technology because I come home and you're tired, and who wants to spend hours cooking? So I'm looking forward to being able to do all that. So anyway, check out cindykitchenproject.com. The flooring is going in right now. This porcelain tile and so many more fun things to share.
Are you setting it in the herringbone pattern?
We're setting it in the herringbone
That's
pattern.
Beautiful.
This is the floor basically where it looks. How would you describe it? It's like a rectangular shape and then a square, and then off to the side is another rectangular shape. And we had to kind of figure out the feng shui approach to it too, by the way, because as you enter the home, do you want it to go to the left, or do you want it to go to a closet?
Oh, because it sort of steers
and you want it to go,
you.
It
Yeah.
steers, so we're having it go flowing into the kitchen too.
That's great.
Find the energy.
See, the specificity of your design is overwhelming.
Oh, and the paint color. Oh, my gosh, can I tell you, the taupe and the bitter chocolate brown, it's coming along and just a lot to share. So we'll be talking about it in the weeks to come.
CindyKitchen.com.
CindyKitchenProject.com.
CindyKitchenProject.com.
So here we are. We love to talk about all things home, inside and outside. And you've been looking at your garden. You're saying that your sprinkler timers are off, right?
Yeah, the sprinkler timer, and here's a really good idea, an indicator of when it's not working so well. Your grass is dead. Thank you very much.
Yes. Well,
I suddenly realized the kids are all out playing. The dog is out there. It's like this idyllic setting, and it's like tumbleweeds. It's just terrible. So the timer went down about 2 weeks ago, and we had that hot spell, and everything just died.
It was really hot last week.
It was terrible.
100 degrees. Well, it is kind of a love-hate relationship I think a lot of us have with our lawn. I mean, there's this kind of...
I'm tired of the lawn, by the way. It's too much water. And what do you really get except a headache with weeds and maintenance and stuff? I'm looking to do something else now.
Yeah.
Make the kids play in the park.
Well, you can do that.
Maybe just carpet. Can we do carpet?
You can do carpet.
Yeah.
We want to talk about, I guess, there's all kinds of options. You can talk about ditching the lawn, but let's say first that you like your lawn. I mean, you kind of like it. You hate it, but you kind of like it.
I do love it. It's great. Yeah.
So there's some things that you can do now in terms of fertilizing and maybe even planting a new lawn, because fall is the time to do that. And before you even do any of that, if you go to our website, yourhomewizards.com, it's really important to look at what they call the USDA map. And I have the link up there on our website.
Right.
And you just go there and you can see what part you live in Southern California in terms of your climate, because we have so many climates in Southern California. If you're in Orange County, if you're in the Inland Empire,
totally different
wherever
weather
you are,
pattern,
and so there's different kinds of grasses that will work for your zone. Right. And depending on that, then hopefully your relationship will be less hate and more love.
Right.
Because it'll be easier and less maintenance.
Exactly.
But there's a bunch of different kinds of grasses that we'll get into. But right now is a good time just to kind of assess what you want to do. If you want to fertilize it, if you want to get some new kinds of grasses to add to that front carpet, if you will. Right.
And also, too, it's important to look at your sprinkler pattern. You're going to be able to notice what's going on if you do have some dead patches. A lot of times these fans get turned on the sprinkler heads themselves. The kids are out there playing football and they hit one of the heads and it shifts on you or even pops off, and you're going to know relatively quickly that it's not working. So you want to always make sure to dial in those sprays so that they're overlapping enough and that you're getting full coverage on that irrigation system.
So in terms of grasses, there are a bunch out there. that I think that are really good choices for Southern California. I mean, a lot of people have Bermuda grass. What kind of grass do you have in your
I
front
think I
yard?
have fescue.
Fescue, you know
Yeah.
what?
Not so
Fescue
good,
is
right?
not good.
No, I don't think
You
it
know,
is.
it's gorgeous, but it is a pain in the grass.
Hey, now. Yeah.
It is. It's a lot of work. And
Hold on. Can we just say
hello,
goodbye to our own
somebody's
Danny Mo?
waving.
Bye, Danny
Goodbye,
Mo.
Danny Mo,
Great to
Danielle
see you.
Moser.
Love you.
But yeah, I think that the fescue is gorgeous, but I think you're going to regret it because it is a lot of work.
Well,
It has
and
it
most of the sod
requires a lot of water.
most of the sod is fescue that you
Hmm.
buy out there. The Marathon is a combination, sort of a hybrid of some fescues, I believe, and theoretically it's supposed to work across the board, but it really
Yeah.
is not that
So
way.
Bermuda grass is the most commonly used. It's considered a warm season grass for the interior regions of California. It's good because it has a lot of good growth. It has a good texture and color and density and so forth. They do go dormant though.
That's the
They
downside,
do go
see?
dormant in
Yeah.
the winter months, but it can be established again in the spring and summer by seed. So anyway, another good one is the St. Augustine. You don't think about
Yes.
that as much?
No.
And
Yeah.
here's one that I love. It's called the Zoysia. Have you heard about
I
Zoysia?
have not. What is this?
Zoysia. And I think we have this also up on the website. It is a great drought-tolerant grass.
What is the look of it?
It looks like regular grass,
Hmm.
and you can plant it not only by seed but by almost like you're planting a hairpiece in the
Plugs. You're talking
plugs.
about plugs.
In fact, they're called
That's right.
plugs. They're called plugs. They're like
Right.
3-inch by 3-inch plugs.
Okay. All right.
How you like
and
that?
then it spreads.
And it spreads.
Okay.
So consider zoysia. It's great for Southern California. Buffalo grass is another really good one for Southern California because of its drought tolerance. So again, if you go to our website and you'll see there's the whole USDA zone map,
Great.
and you'll find, depending on whether you're by the coast or inland and so forth, how you can not only save water but not really feel like you're a slave to your lawn.
You know what's really
Yeah.
important too to consider? Every so often you need to aerate your lawn. And
You do?
You can rent some of these aerators.
You wear
at
those
the-
shoes, don't you?
Well, I have those shoes.
You do a
People
little.
I have those and
You
a
do a
metal
little
detector.
dance, don't you? I know you do. You do like a little clogging.
But you can rent the aerators at the big box
You
stores
can.
for a couple of bucks and just run over the lawn. It's pretty much like mowing a lawn, and it just puts little plugs again in the lawn, and then it gets below the thatch, which is what happens. The thatch builds up there
Right.
about 4 inches underneath the lawn, and then the water can't get to the deep roots.
Now,
And-
can I tell you another tip in terms of things to do for your lawn?
please?
Do you mow, or do you have the mower blowers who
I-
mow and blow the leaves?
That's right.
Or do you rake your leaves? Have the guys, your kids, rake
My guys do it, and
and they rake? Okay. Guess what? Don't do it.
I don't want to do it.
It's better to mow the lawn and because the leaves become like a mulch and a fertilizer for the lawn.
Right.
Who knew that? So you want to kind of grind up the leaves, if you can handle it, the mess for a little bit, and it's going to become like a nice little vitamin, nutrient-rich protein shake
Well,
for your lawn.
And here's the
Think of
downside.
that.
Here's the downside of having the mower blower guys show up. They come from everybody else's lawn that have
Oh,
all
I
the
know.
weeds already,
Oh,
and
yeah.
they're contained within their lawn mowers.
They're
So there's
infesting
not
your
a
lawn.
chance that you can have a clean lawn unless you do it yourself.
Hmm.
So it's a good call.
But I like the idea of using the leaves to your advantage, to have, it's almost like, well, the circle of life.
Can anyone? Does anyone have any idea where all the stuff goes when the mower blowers
We
come
don't.
and blow
It
to-
just keeps
It
rotating.
just keeps rotating across the
It just
country,
keeps, it's the
doesn't
same stuff that just keeps going round and round. So, are you going to keep your lawn? Or are you going to get rid of
it?
your
I don't
lawn?
know. Again, we play out there all the time and stuff, but it is such a pain to
Okay.
deal with.
Well, let's talk about things you can do to ditch the lawn.
Okay.
Because
Well,
a
what
lot.
would you suggest?
Well, first, do you know how to get rid of your lawn?
I do.
How would you get rid of your
Well,
lawn?
what I would
you
do
have
is
to kill it.
you kill it first,
You
and
cover it with a dark plastic
You can.
carpet, if you will.
then, or you can go the chemical route.
You can, but even then, you're not going to get rid of all the weeds.
Right. But the dark plastic works great.
I mean, I've heard you basically suffocate this baby, and you want it to be a sunny, hot day. I mean, last week would have been great.
Sure. Yeah.
You don't want it to be cool because
No, because then there's a chance that it'll still live.
and you keep it
Yeah.
covered for like a week or two.
Yeah, that's right.
What have you done? Have you done this?
I've done mostly chemical, but I have done the visqueen over the top.
Yeah.
You put sandbags and keep it from blowing away. It dies pretty fast, and then you get yourself a rototiller and just start
fresh.
rototilling the whole thing.
Get a
again.
whole new
Yeah,
slate.
Exactly.
Well, when we come back, we're going to talk about some other options besides grass.
Yeah.
to, I mean, I've seen on the hillsides of some areas of Southern California beautiful flowing grasses, drought tolerant grasses that look like sprays. They look
Yeah.
like waterfalls almost. Or there's all kinds of great ground covers and other options that you can use, not to mention an edible front
But
yard.
the dream is that I have this beautiful vegetable garden in the front of my house and all
You
these
can do
great
this
landscape things. But then my son has to run the football pass pattern around the
around the
tomatoes.
corn.
Yeah, exactly.
The Children of Corn.
That's
That
right.
sounds like a
Oh,
Halloween scary
that's
movie. Oh
right.
my gosh.
Children of the Corn.
I had to say that.
I know.
All right. Well, speaking of Halloween scary, if you missed our show last Saturday, go to the website yourhomewizards.com. I thought it was a fun show.
I don't believe in ghosts, I don't think.
We talked with these ghost hunters, although the
Yeah.
last group, they were very skeptical. They want to believe, but they haven't found anything yet. But
Yeah.
some of the others have seen some pretty scary things, including this guy whose home was haunted for
Yeah,
2 years.
yeah.
Anyway, it's not scary now. We're here at Pacific Sales in San Dimas. The lights are on.
I've
and
never
ghosts
seen
can't-
so many ghost costumes,
Ghosts
by
can't
the way.
get
Look
you
at all
today.
these things. Everyone's wearing one.
We're going to talk about things you can do to your garden in terms of maybe losing the lawn, some creative things to save water and save time. Home Wizards, Cindy Dole with Eric
And I'm
Stromer.
Eric,
We're
yeah.
back after this on KFWB News Talk 980.
Yay!
And the nest on the branch, and the branch on the tree, and the tree in the hole, and the hole in the ground.
She'll let you come just fine.
Welcome back. You're listening to Home Wizards, and we're live from Pacific Sales in San Dimas. Yay! Our final segment here on this Saturday. Thank you for hanging out with us. Eric Stromer and Cindy Dole here, as we love to help you find out how to improve your home and improve your life. And every day, we hope you are finding those little ways. And if you have some questions, you can always reach out to us on our website, yourhomewizards.com. And
We have a question from a caller. I just
Oh,
got.
sure. What's that?
Heidi is
Uh-huh,
her name.
uh-huh.
She wanted to know about the artificial turf. What do you think of that?
I think that it's come a long way. You said that with
Well,
kind of like a
It just makes me.
doubting Thomas.
It kind of feels like the plastic slip covers from the 70s a little bit.
Well, it depends.
It looks great and it's fun to play on, but doesn't
I
it?
think it depends, first of all, like anything. What is your lifestyle? What is your budget? What are your needs? That kind of thing. But if you have dogs and you have a problem with the grass staying green, if you know what I'm saying, artificial turf is a great solution.
And you can just hose it off.
You
I would
hose it down.
imagine. Yeah.
It also feels really good on your feet, and they've created kind of a dewy look. They have at least 50 different blades, artificial blades of grass. I mean, heck, they do it in Vegas, right? And it looks kind of okay. I mean, it just depends. I mean, I
Yeah,
know
no, I hear
you're
you.
hesitating. It
It's
depends.
certainly better for the environment, that's
and
for sure.
and it can be a solution in terms of saving water, and you don't have to mow the lawn if you don't have mower blowers and blah blah blah.
Yeah, good point.
Or blowers. But fuel for mower blowers is one of the problems because it's going to. I mean, think of all those fumes. When those guys come to your house, you can still smell those
I
fumes.
know, and the noise is unbelievable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you got to wonder what that's doing to those guys in their ears and,
Yeah.
and their lungs and so forth. But one thing you can do, all right, as you're assessing your lawn, you're thinking, what am I going to do? It's fall. I want to fertilize it, or do I want to ditch it, or where am I going? One thing you can do is just reduce the size of your lawn. That's what you guys
Right.
could do. You could
Yeah.
have a little part for your kids to play, and then have the other part for the vegetable garden.
True. Yeah,
No?
kind of break it up.
I don't think you're sold.
Well, the whole look of the lawn is beautiful. Look,
When it's great.
I've got this Cape Cod house, and it looks very idyllic, and it looks like a great place to play, which we do every day. I'm out there throwing the football with them. But again, it's such an expansive space that the amount of money I have to spend to keep it looking green is almost impossible. So this is why I'm considering something different.
Well, so it's not only the money and the time and the energy, but and the cost. It's all that, right?
Exactly.
So how about some suggestions to help you reduce the lawn? One of it is to minimize the size, but then there's
Right.
also things like ground cover. I mean, there's so many great ground covers. I mean, even mosses, or there's edible ground covers. Things you can do. There's actually something called steppables,
Right.
and have you heard about this?
Uh-huh.
It's a type of a ground cover that's in different nurseries around Southern California and around the country, I guess. And they specialize, and there's different levels of how much you can step, whether you can play a game of touch football or
Right.
just kind of occasionally step. That's a
Yeah,
solution for
it
you.
really is, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I think it would be a question of, like you said, breaking it up and creating some different levels and maybe different areas to plant aspects to that garden. It would be really nice to do. But you know my kids. How do I get around it? I'm going to have to spend all this dough, and have the mower blower guys come until they're at least 15, 16 years old when they get sick of me and don't want to be there anymore. So maybe I got 3, 4 more years.
Well, they're not going to get sick of you. But, I think you could probably reach a compromise.
Yeah.
You could. You could have an area that's, again, your garden and then their play garden too. And then you end up saving a little bit. Clover is something that a lot of people are using. A lot of gardeners use it as a soil conditioner, but also it grows. The benefit is it chokes out weeds. Now, who wants to weed the lawn? I remember my dad growing up. He'd wear his knee pads and he'd be out there with his little stool and sit there every weekend weeding. It seems like it's a never-ending battle. Wouldn't you rather be doing something else?
I absolutely would. I'd rather be carving pumpkins like I just
I'd be
did.
carving pumpkins.
Yeah.
Rather be doing something.
Yeah.
So clover is a great one, and again, it doesn't really require any fertilizers, and it stays green even in the driest of summers. So consider that one. And there's all different kinds of clover. As well. Like the Dutch white clover, what's cool about this, it has these really pretty little white flowers that accent the ground cover.
Right.
Ornamental grasses, again, I'm really big on that. I think that that's something that can be fun for your front lawn area, especially if you have a lot of stones.
Right.
Have you seen that? With a
I
lot
have.
of great boulders.
Yeah,
and it
that's really
creates,
pretty.
Yeah.
Yeah. The hardscaping really makes a difference. It creates a whole nother look and feel to the front and formalizes it a bit.
Yeah.
And again, you can break up some of the lawn that way.
And if you kind of look at your front lawn almost as if it is like your home, like a blueprint of your home, and take that blueprint and make it outside as if you were just to see all these different rooms, that's how you can transform your front yard and make it not just one flat lawn or one curved lawn, but maybe sections.
That's a great idea.
Just like you have a kitchen and a bedroom and a
Right.
bathroom, look at that, and that could be, almost like different islands where you have lawn in the center island, and then to one side and to the other there might be a hardscape or a ground cover or an
Right.
edible or something, and now you're kind of getting multi-use.
Yeah, I'm kind of tired of that just, rectangular
Yeah.
piece of property in the
You
front.
can divide it up.
Yeah, turn it into something more curves and
And
not
now,
so linear.
have you ever done that where you create some kind of a barrier around the lawn? Have you used some of those different methods in terms of to give it a kind of an architectural look?
Well, I do need some box hedges. That would
Yeah?
be really nice to at least, because I don't have any distance or space between the street and the lawn. But it does become the sideline of my football game. So again, we're in that world right now.
Yeah. And I think that too, if you aren't going with the grasses, there's so many other, if not ground covers, there's some other great drought tolerant, even flowers that you can have in terms of having a lawn.
It's really making sense too now, especially with water restriction and the incredible heat that we're experiencing, to consider other options, because I don't think it's working for most people in Los Angeles. It's very, very difficult to maintain and make it look great unless you have a full staff.
Yeah.
Or someone like your dad who actually
Every
got down
weekend.
and did
Yeah,
it every weekend.
every
It's
weekend.
just too
Yeah,
hard to deal
right.
with. Yeah.
So check out the website, and you can get more of the tips at yourhomewizards.com. And coming up, tomorrow we're going to be talking from 3 to 4.
Right.
We're going to have some great ideas. And then this Thursday, a very special visit on Bob McCormick's show.
I love Bob.
Money 101.
Yeah.
We're going to be visiting Pasadena and going to the Rose Bowl and talking about all the beauty and the architecture of Pasadena. I mean,
And
what's
boy,
not
there's
to
a
love?
lot. Yeah, I grew up in the Midwest. It reminds me of
Yeah.
that there. I love it.
There's so many great homes that have the historical significance, so
Yeah.
we're going to learn and talk about how do you preserve a historic home, and what are some of the great places where you can kind of drive around and get inspiration from exterior paint color to whether it's, again, lawns and what people are doing with their front yards.
Right.
I mean, just kind of looking around at what other people are doing, I think
Yeah,
gives you
it gives
a
you
fun
a great
idea.
idea for your neighborhood too.
So that's
Great.
coming up this Thursday from 9 to 11 here on KFWB. And then next Saturday, here we are surrounded by pumpkins, and Halloween is coming up. There's some people, and we've talked with them before, people who get ready for Halloween a year in advance. People who really take it so seriously because they're in the entertainment business. They have experience in lighting and
Special effects, right.
And so we're going to talk to these folks who really are hardcore Halloween decorators and maybe get some ideas from them on
Yeah,
what they
and in
do.
the meantime, if you're not doing anything, come to Pacific Sales, because
Incentives?
I've never seen more people in costume buying appliances in my life. It's amazing.
It's kind of scary.
Yeah, it's kind of
And these
great.
pumpkins that we did, if you missed our segment here today, you can listen to the show later, the podcast at yourhomewizards.com, and we'll put the post up on the blog and on Facebook. But we had some fun ideas. We used A cordless drill. We used, what are some of your other favorite tools that you use today?
Utility knife,
Utility knife.
military grade stiletto, power drill, whatever.
Yeah.
There's some great tools
Some
out
great
there.
stuff. And
Yeah.
then we're loving the idea of carving the pumpkin from the bottom first, cutting the bottom hole out, and then
That's right.
scooping out all
And
the
then it becomes like a lampshade over your light source. Yeah.
And then don't forget to use the string lights to light your pumpkin in addition to maybe the battery-operated candles. So anyway, it's been fun. It's been fun hanging out here with you here.
And don't eat too many pumpkin seeds because I think I'm going to have
You're
to
a
go to the
little full?
hospital now.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
And check out the latest on Cindy's Kitchen. In fact, we'll have the new video out showing you the appliances that we picked and how we are decking out our kitchen. Go to cindykitchenproject.com. So for now, we're going to say goodbye. Have a great weekend. Hopefully we've inspired you to try some of these things. And until next time, the key is under the mat. Bye-bye, everybody.